Stitchy friends, I just wanted to jump on here real quick. If you saw me, or if you follow me on Instagram, you saw that I tried dyeing my own cross-stitch fabric for the first time. So I just wanted to quickly show the results of that. I don't know, just thought it would be fun. I am gonna pick a couple smalls to stitch on these futuristically, to see kind of how they stitch up. But I did want to just let you know that I followed a tutorial that I will link below in case you wanted to try it. And I also, when I dyed my own fabric, I used scraps. Not just scraps. I had bought some 16 count Aida specifically to try dyeing, so I did use that. But then I also had scraps of Lugana, and then I had scraps of linen. So I dyed a little bit of everything, and then different brands, different counts. I don't have like exact color combos I can share or anything, because this was like a science experiment. It was so much fun. So if you are interested in doing it, I would say jump in. It was not that hard. I think the thing that was stopping me was just time to do it. And I actually had some time on Monday to do it. I also got a new iron in the mail, a cordless iron, a Panasonic cordless iron. I was waiting on that too, because all I had was a little baby iron, and I didn't want to have to iron all this with the baby iron. So I'm just going to turn the camera around and just quickly flip through my results. The color obviously isn't going to read perfectly what I see. As we all know, when watching fabric on video, it's really hard to capture it, but I just wanted to show you really quickly because I have like a rainbow of colors, so it was a lot of fun. So let me flip the camera. Okay, I realized when I flipped the camera around that I think just because of like the texture of the fabric, it was like blurring it. Like, you know how some stripes don't work on TV and things like that? It was doing a weird thing. So I'm going to just roll through these quickly and show them forward facing. So this is the first one I got, and this is a linen. Yeah, see it even now. I think it's the like texture of the linen that's like making it look kind of strange. And this is actually like a sage green in real life. And this was actually that vintage smoky white that I'm doing my long dog sampler on. I just over dyed that because I had some. This was another piece of that. I will tell you straight up, the linen dyed my favorite. Like, those pieces are my favorite. I will also say, if you're going to try to dye your own fabric, now again, this was my very first time doing it, so I'm sure there are hundreds of videos on YouTube already about people that know what they're doing. But my first timers experiment, I liked having a smaller vessel to put my fabric and dye in to get more of a mottled effect. But so it just depends on how you do it. And I can talk more about what I did if you're interested. This is one of those pieces of Aida. So kind of a blue, pinky purple. I'm going to try and not take too long. Another smaller piece of Aida. This one, either this one or another one, I may stitch the freebie from the Lindy Stitches Nash Stash, the goose chart, the how to do goose, if you know what I'm talking about. I might stitch on one of those smalls because I think that'd be really fun, a fun color. This is a kind of, I think it's a Lugana, but it was like one that I got at like a craft store, like a big box craft store. So it's a lot stiffer than the other Luganas I've used. It like, you could like almost stand it up. So that was a little bit different. These ones are some of my favorites. These are Aidas. And again, it's kind of hard to see in the camera, but there is some like pale blues in there. I have another piece that's just like that because I liked it so much. And my edges on my fabric are heavily fraying. If you're going to do it, I would zigzag or serge your edges first. I didn't do it just because laziness. But it is a good idea because it's going to get worked a lot. This is one of the cooler ones that I think actually looks kind of almost professional. And this one I did in the smallest jar. I actually used a small yogurt jar. And I like this one, as far as modeling goes, the best. I think that's really cool. I'm going to do more like this. This was another of that stiff Lugana. This one is very, very pale. Kind of like light gray, bluey. And I can, like, it doesn't look as wrinkly in person. I don't know if that's the, yeah, I guess it is wrinkles. I may have to what they, it doesn't look wrinkly like that in person, but the camera really picks up wrinkles. Anyways, it kind of looks cool though. Another Aida, and this is a bit brighter in person. So that's a fun kind of yellow. This is probably my favorite piece. So either that other pink one or this one I'm gonna do the Howdy Goose on. And this is that smoky white linen again. That linen does something funny to the camera. I think just the lines on it. It kind of blurs it out. So I'm sorry if you can't see it very well. So I'm gonna look at buying more white linen as budget allows to over dye, because those ones came out to be my favorite. This was a weird experiment. It's kind of like a persimmon, orangey yellow, pinky Aida. This was so much fun. I think if you have some scraps, do it. And you can over dye, I mean, as long as it's light enough, you could kind of dye whatever. Another Lugana, kind of a pinky purple. Pretty pale. This is kind of a gray blue. And these are that stiff Lugana that came like in a roll from Hobby Lobby or somewhere I got a long time ago. This is the same thing. So I had that whole roll of that Lugana that I didn't honestly think I was going to use, so I just cut it up to try and dye it. This Lugana is, I don't know, it's like, I think it's the Zweigart Lugana. If they have Lugana, I assume they do. This is like Fat Quarter Shop's Lugana. I don't know. I don't know the actual brand, but it's much softer. I didn't do any side-by-side comparisons on how fabric takes dye, because I think most people know that Aida, linen, Lugana, they're going to take dye differently. I didn't really care to know that. This was just pure fun. But just, yeah, that does happen. This one gives me X-ray vibes. Doesn't that look like a, I don't know, a spine or something? That was fun. The last two I have, I just had strips of this scrap, and I'm going to tell you, it's 25 count potato, which 25 count potato doesn't come in any other counts, and potato is potato. So I was like, wonder what happens if you over dye potato. So I have like a sagey green one, a darker, or maybe that's like, I think this was teal dye, maybe teal and gray. So that's a 25 count potato Lugana. So that was fun. And then this kind of, the last little potato scrap is this mustardy marigold. Okay, my camera died mid-sentence. So the last one I had, I was just showing, was the 25 count potato that I over dyed. And again, it's doing weird things, but it's kind of like a mustardy yellow color. I also realized when I was watching it back to see where my video cut off that you can like hear my children yelling in the background. So sorry about that. They're loud always. So yeah, I just wanted to share real quick my fabric because it was fun, and I wanted to encourage others to not be scared to try it. Again, I didn't have any experience. I'm not saying anything that I did was correct. I didn't really explain what I did, but I just followed a tutorial. So I think it was by, let me look it up really quick. I'll link it below, but I just followed a tutorial by Little Lion Stitchery. And it was just quick and easy. And then the only thing I didn't do that they mentioned in the tutorial, if you look it up, is that you can, once you've dyed your fabric, you can use kind of a Rit Dye fixative. I didn't have that, so I didn't use it. I'll probably get some. I'll probably just use these for smalls and things like that. I'm not too worried about it. So it was just fun. So I just wanted to share those really quickly, and then hopefully I'll be back in the next week or so with a regular update. But let me know if you've ever dyed your own fabric, and you know what you enjoyed about it. Did you have any, you know, accidents or whoopsies or anything that came out really cool? Like, I would just love to know, because it was a lot of fun. I definitely plan on doing it again, especially now because I know a little bit more about the Rit Dye colors I have and just how to use them and things like that. So a lot of fun. So again, thank you for watching. If you want to like and subscribe and keep up to date with my stitching, I'll have an update again soon. And again, I don't know if I said it, but my name's Jennifer. So thank you so much for watching if you've caught this video. Have a great evening. Bye.